one told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's overthrown, they say it will rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? I want to know, have you ever seen the rain coming down a sunny day? Well, friends, that was Have You Ever Seen the Rain by CCNY. And actually, we hadn't seen the rain for many days in Gurgaon. And we finally see it. There's a downpour going on outside. And I have with me Gaurav Thakur, who's the head of human resources at Steelcase.
Hi, Thomas.
So, Gaurav, great to have you on this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, wonderful. And we are in this beautiful office of Steelcase as well. You know, what a amazing setup that you have over here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So, Gaurav, tell us a little bit about what really got you into human resources as a function.
All right. So, Thomas, it is said that Leonardo da Vinci, he used to paint inside out. He would first paint the soul. He would then make the visible elements, right? The flesh, the skeleton. And I believe that HR is really an expression of the soul of the organization. And I wanted to be in the center of the organization. And I think the choice to be in HR happened very naturally.
Yeah.
That was also the time, Thomas, when the whole HRBP concept was undergoing a lot of disruption from just roles and outcomes to a more logic of how organization, HR delivers value to the organization through individual capabilities, through leadership throughout the organization, and through organization capability. So I was actually looking out to the edge, and I realized HR is where the next wave of change is coming from. So I went for it. That's how I landed up in HR.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's amazing because actually in the pandemic, we've seen that HR has come to the forefront, right?
Yes.
I mean, I remember during my corporate days, we always thought HR as a backroom function, right? Mostly organizing employee events and managing appraisals and so on. But I think things have really got turbocharged as far as HR is concerned. And today, HR is really centerpiece and really making things happen. There's a lot of great talent coming into HR as well.
Oh, yes.
So tell me, within HR, what is it that really excites you?
All right. So, Thomas, I believe that HR is at the nexus of creating compelling work experiences that will shape the future of the world. And that is the most exciting piece.
Yeah.
Like you said, we've seen how COVID has impacted world economies, organizations, and HR has been in the midst of it. Right? And now when organizations are really trying to get their people back, HR will have all the more important role to play.
Right.
So things like how an outlook of organization health and safety get impacted after COVID.
Sure.
Things like with the introduction of remote working, what will be the impact on culture? What will be the impact on day-to-day operations? And what will be, the social implications of all these transitions into the employee engagement and communication.
Right.
So the questions are immense, right? As we envision, what is the future role? What is the impact of HR? But one thing is for clear, that COVID and its inherent impact on organization has really highlighted the need for adaptability and resilience in today's workforce. It has really accelerated move towards a new digital economy, and it has accentuated the need for employee well-being, helping people find happiness at work in the new normal. So that's the core part, and that's the most exciting piece.
Yeah. No, I think you mentioned about happiness at work, right? I think that's something which a lot of companies are actually looking at.
Yes.
But I think it probably means different things to different people as well. So can you just expound a little bit? Maybe go a bit deeper there. Yeah.
Sure. So let's talk about well-being, right? Because I think that's more holistic, right? And it has actually transcended its original description, which was just simple ergonomics, right? So how the chair fits in, the position of the keyboard. But Steelcase research, this is really based on our extensive research across the world. It defines well-being as sustaining a healthy physical and mental being over a period of time, supported in a more material and sustainable environment. Right? And this has happened because the work has become more mobile, because it has become more collaboration based. And most of all, this, right? It really pressurizes us to perhaps use every waking moment working.
Right.
So it's very important to really focus on well-being. And I believe that this holistic aspect actually embraces 6 key dimensions, right? How engaged people are at work, right? What kind of authenticity they bring to their business lives,
right?
That sense of optimism,
right?
And you know, people are really talking about, are they feeling connected to the work?
Sure.
The physical intellect vitality, that's very important, and most of all, the true sense of the purpose of the work.
Right.
That's what well-being is all about.
Yeah. So I think in today's environment there are lots of challenges before organizations. For instance, everybody is now talking about moonlighting, right? And so that's becoming a big challenge.
Right.
So are employees engaged enough not to do that, or is something else the driver? Right. For instance, second thing I think is that attrition rates are so high in any case. Salaries have escalated. Yes. There's a shortage of talent, be it on the tech area or in any particular space.
Any industry today.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of shortage. So I think so companies are grappling with that as well, and there are different drivers which are motivating employees to seek opportunities elsewhere.
Yes.
So given all these challenges, and again, now the big thing is hybrid work. Now a lot of companies are trying to bring back employees, and that's also creating a lot of stress.
Some kind of task, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So given all these challenges, what could be some strategy that perhaps you are deploying, or what do you suggest companies should deploy to be able to handle these kinds of challenges, as far as and because it has a direct impact on the happiness of the employee as well.
Yes. So Thomas, what I've started realizing is that companies increasingly are really putting focus on well-being and mental health. Because I think it has come to realization that people who are positively happy, right? They are the ones who bring their best selves to work, right? But along with this, organizations should focus on the whole work experience, right? Because it is, after all, the experience that will compel the employees to come back, right? At Steelcase, being #1 company in the space solutions, we say that the return has to be worth the commute. So people should consider things like that workplace can be rejuvenating, right? Because if people have positive experience, they will leave the office happy and positive, right?
That's right.
So we need to give employees more choice and control, how they want to operate, when do they want to come in, right? But absolutely they should come in. You have to focus on how well-being and mental health benefit from that sense of purpose, right? How does my contribution matter to the organization?
Yes.
And places have a very important role to play, Thomas. So places support well-being by offering, say for example, daylight. Those visible elements, that has a direct impact on well-being. We say that places support belongingness, that community. So people can come in, make those bonds, and those will be like lifetime bonds.
That's right.
And most importantly, and because you are from the field of tech, right? We say that places support doing good work by with the support of technology. You can really take away a lot of friction and do your good work, right? So these are like very important things, and generally we really propagate our customers and my colleagues in the industry that companies should empower employees to really create and choose conditions that support their success, well-being, happiness, and fulfillment, most of all, right? And we are seeing a lot of trends, right? But more holistically, we're really thinking about physical, mental, social, communal, and financial well-being as an overall. So those are some of those elements, and these are the key trends. But it is also about Thomas, needs and want. I'll give you a simple example, right? So if the need is for you to be healthy, but you don't want to have a salad, right? You can never achieve it. So, and managers play a very important role in finding and helping people that happiness at work. So those are some of the key trends. Great. So, in fact, I have a question for you today, Thomas. Talking about trends, tell me, what are the trends that you are observing globally and in India when it comes to HRTech? What's your take on that?
I think there's plenty happening, and you just touched upon mental well-being. So I think that's an area where a lot of companies are investing in some great tech platforms. So it could be a good blend of digital and something which is physical as well. So there are some interesting platforms which help you really focus on benefits at multiple levels. So for instance, if it's a short-term impact that you need to have, it could be a quick relief exercise that you can do, or it could be a behavioral change exercise which maybe runs over maybe a period of about 3 months. It could be a community support program, right? Which is counselor driven, or it could be one-on-one counseling as well, right? So I think these areas were perhaps not looked at very seriously earlier, but I think organizations have realized that look, they need to invest in their employees, because it will also drive a happiness index for you. Right?
Absolutely,
so
very
I think,
important.
Yeah, so that's a huge area. That's an area where there's a lot of technology investments, and I believe that's going to be a big wave now. Even in places like India, we're going to see that really booming.
Right.
The other area is really this entire concept of how do you really help employees move to the next level?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, employees, they learn on the job, they get some corporate learning programs that they attend. There is some tech-based learning that they attend, but how do they get access to experts? Which is what we call as learning in the flow of work.
Great.
Like today you're working and you've faced a problem, and who is the expert within Steelcase, not just within India but globally?
Yes.
Is there somebody that you can reach out to, which is very difficult because of all the bureaucracy that you've got to get through.
Yes.
But imagine if there were a platform which enabled you to access that expert, right?
Yes.
Or if you need everyone needs a mentor, right? And companies don't leverage the capability of employees as being mentors.
Scale, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can have a great mentoring platform. So these are some great trends that I see happening, and I think a lot of progressive companies are actually investing in it. And interestingly, any HR or CEO that I meet, I come back with at least 2 or 3 requests of saying that, hey, these are some 2 or 3 other HRTech items on our table.
Lovely.
And I also read that HRTech is recession proof. Because you need to recruit, you need to do performance management, you have mental health problems, you have engagement problems, so all these issues remain.
Right.
So I think HR technology, to my mind, is recession proof, and I think companies will continue to invest in it, both in India and overseas.
Yeah, if I could just add, right, I personally believe that tech is really the ultimate unlock for scalability, right? And us humans, we really commit ourselves to drudgery, to a lot of mundane works, right? A lot of procedural overheads,
correct.
And it really impacts the productivity. So like you said, right, a lot of companies are investing in tech because they know if they have to make lives better, they have to invest in tech.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So lovely time.
Fantastic, Gaurav. I think it was great chatting up with you in this beautiful office of yours, and and we certainly look forward to more conversations in HR and HRTech.
Sure.
So thanks so much for your time. It was great
Lovely
catching up,
you.
and I must say you are a fantastic singer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.